evening, everyone. Welcome everyone to the October 26th City Council meeting. I'll bring this to order. Is there a motion on tonight's agenda?
I'll make a motion to adopt tonight's agenda.
Second.
Suzanne seconds. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Nelson, could you take roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Harrington.
Aye.
Councilmember Roning.
Aye.
Councilmember Plaisance.
Aye.
Councilmember Urkel.
Aye.
Mayor Voss.
Aye, and that motion passes. On the presentations, our Sheriff's Department. Shelley, good evening.
Good evening. September report for custodial arrest and significant events. DWI, there was one arrest for DWI, possession of fifth-degree controlled substance. Deputy Barrett received a call from a homeowner that an unknown male had knocked at his door asking for directions to a gas station. The complainant advised the male was stumbling and thought he smelled of alcohol. The male had to lean on his vehicle for support to get back into it. Deputy Barrett located the vehicle and could see the vehicle weaving and crossing the center line. Deputy Barrett conducted a traffic stop and upon speaking with the suspect, believed him to be under the influence of a controlled substance. The suspect failed field sobriety tests, but the PBT did not indicate any alcohol present. While conducting an inventory search, Deputy Barrett located 2 glass pipes commonly used to smoke methamphetamine and a baggie containing a white crystal substance which did test positive for methamphetamine and weighed in at 2.8 grams. The suspect was arrested and transported to jail. Second-degree assault. Deputies were called on a juvenile male at a group home who had assaulted a staff member. Upon arrival, Deputy Rockets had the juvenile male calm down and take a seat. Deputy Rockets spoke with staff members who stated the juvenile became upset over wanting to eat something that he was told he couldn't have and grabbed a broomstick, striking a staff member in the upper arm. He was also breaking plates and out of control. The staff member felt her arm was broken. The juvenile male was arrested and transported to Lino Lakes Juvenile Facility. The victim was transported to the hospital. Theft by swindle. Deputy Jacobson was contacted by a male who was the victim of a fraudulent transaction. The victim reported he had purchased a travel trailer on eBay for $900. The victim reported he went to another email account to facilitate the transport of the trailer for $500. All the money was transferred via Target gift cards, and the victim has not received the trailer. And then on a note of the Highway 65 and Viking Boulevard intersection, since the no right turn on red was instituted in July, we have had a total of 2 crashes, one of which was not intersection related. The crashes were property damage only. It seems that not allowing right turns on red has had an impact on the number of crashes we've had. And then finally, you might notice my shirt looks a little different tonight from what I normally am in. Have a different color badge. This is our pink badges and patches and pins thing that we're doing for October. You may have noticed some of our deputies wearing a pink badge or patches on their uniforms. The Sheriff's Office wanted to show our support in the fight against cancer and sold these items as a fundraiser. We did have a limited number of patches that were for sale to the public. However, we have sold out. We do still have pink Sheriff's Star lapel pins, not as big as this badge, but smaller version, that can be purchased for $20 at our office in Andover. And all proceeds will be donated to the Jimmy V Foundation for Cancer Research, where all the donations go directly to research. So it's a good place for money to go. And then Councilmember Plaisance had brought up an incident that I was not aware of. So I don't know if you would like to talk about that now.
Sure. So recently on social media, there has been a report of a lady who was actually from Mora, who has gone missing. She had dementia and she was in a red vehicle. And just today, there was a report out of basically the Cambridge area that there was a car that had driven off a curve and deep into a cornfield. And once they had located it, they sent out the police department, and they were able to identify the car as the occupant as Andrea Nyberg. They did make the notification that the driver was deceased. And there was over 100 groups of people that met in Princeton over the weekend who were trying to locate it, including my family. And it breaks our heart that this did not have the ending that we would have wished. And so we would just like to pass along our condolences to the family. And it's just a sad thing that we see. And another reminder that when you do have elders who do have memory problems, to hopefully watch over them and make sure that they don't get lost. So thank you for that, Shelley. I did have a question too about your report, if I may.
Sure.
There was your report on the second-degree assault. The deputies were called to the juvenile
Yes.
male at the group home. I don't know if you can tell us or not, but was that part of Cambia Hills, or was that another location?
That was not part of Cambia Hills.
All right, very good. Thank you very much. That
Mhm.
was all for me. Thanks.
Any other questions for Shelley tonight? All right. Well, thank you, Commander.
And just a note, I don't know if kids will be out trick or treating this weekend on Saturday with, what's going on, but just a reminder to people to, take time if kids are out, try to drive a little bit slower through the neighborhoods and be on the lookout because, we don't want anything to happen. And also another thing, deer are out. So be careful when you're driving because they really can jump right out in front of you. So it's that time of year where everything's kind of moving and we see a lot of car hit deers going on. So just a reminder to everybody.
Okay, great. Thank you, Shelley. Have a nice night. Hey, on to our fire department report. Chief Descharme. Evening.
Good evening, Council. I've got the report for September for you, where our volumes slowed down quite a bit to only 39 calls, which is almost half of what we had been averaging the past few months. Of those 39 calls, 24 of them were medical related. We did respond to 6 vehicle accidents, and we also had a vehicle fire. We had what's listed as a fireworks explosion. We assumed it was a fireworks explosion. Somebody had called in and thought that maybe a house had exploded. And it's that time of year where we had 5 smoke alarms that were sounding, most likely due to batteries. And Mayor and Council, this is the time of year that we do ask everybody to check their smoke alarms and change the batteries. Even if you've got an electric, hardwired electric one, you need to change the backup battery. And we ask you to do that twice a year. And we always ask you to do it at the time that we go from daylight savings to standard time. A couple other things. I also want to bring out that trick-or-treating's coming up, and let's be extremely careful with the kids and parents that are bringing their kids about. Of course, winter weather is making the news. And remember, if you're traveling, you're going somewhere, to bring that extra gear along in case you do go into the ditch or have some type of car trouble where you can keep yourself warm. On the CARES Act, the COVID-19 relief fund, just want to report that we did receive all of the radios that we had ordered to make our communication much more efficient. Those radios are now installed and they are in service. And that's one of the larger expenses, of course, on the bills payable. Our training room, the technical improvements are just about done. That will be in operation, should be in operation on Monday. So it's something that'll be able to handle not only the distance training, but also if there is a disaster, we'll be able to use that equipment we've got in there for our emergency operations center. The turnout gear and the extra uniforms they're also being received this week. So with that CARES Act, we were able to really step in and buy things that we needed right now, but also things that would have been needed in the next couple of years. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Any questions from you or council?
Mark,
Any
that's
questions?
CO monitors too, right? CO monitors on the batteries too?
Yes. You know, I just want to touch base on something I heard on the radio today. And when I talk about radio, I mean the fire radio. You got to remember that smoke alarms and CO alarms only have a life cycle of about 7 to 10 years. And those 7 to 10 years actually come by a lot faster than what people think. So be prepared to replace those if they're in that age category.
Anything else from Mark tonight?
Yes, Chief Ducharme, Randy Plaisance here. What would it take to get the city going with an online burning permit process? And I ask that because it happened to me where I'm sitting at home and we had to actually hunker down because, you know, we had a possible incident with someone who had COVID-19. And so we're sitting here at home and we couldn't go anywhere to anybody, you know, to the warden or to the city hall. And it would have been very nice to just be able to do that online. And obviously, since it was on our own property, we didn't have to affect anybody else. So my question is, what is it going to take, or is it even possible to get the permitting process into an online streamed process?
Well, there is a system that's already in place with the Department of Natural Resources, Minnesota DNR, where you can go online and get your burning permit. And that is possible. That is something that we could, with council direction, we could implement within the next 60 days, or let's say the first of the year. Now, one of the things I want council to realize is that there is a cost associated with that, and that's, I believe, $5 per year per party. So in other words, I myself get my burning permits through the DNR, and I pay $5 per year, and I do everything online, just as you had said, Councilor. So it is possible. The downfall is not only the $5 fee per year, but also the availability of computers of some of our citizens and residents in the city of East Bethel. So that would be something that we would have to work out and, you know, somehow make that available, maybe at City Hall or with some assistance. Some of the pros on going with the online burning permit with the DNR is that we being Shelley law enforcement and fire, we would be able to access the website specific to East Bethel and know what burning permits are in process at the time. So in other words, Councilor, if you had filed and gotten a application, burning permit application online, and somebody called and said, well, the neighbor's burning something, and I don't think burning permits are available. The other thing that's a pro on this is that the DNR then, depending on weather, winds and dryness, they can suspend permits online. So what would happen is very often, we'll hear almost after the fact via email that burning bans are in place. But when we get that, we may have already issued 20 permits for the weekend. With the online program, the DNR would actually shut those down and people would not be able to activate them. So there is a lot of pluses. There are a couple minuses that, we have to work through.
Mark, is that something that work up and, submit to council for consideration? I think it's worthy given the conversation. So.
Absolutely, and I can work with Jack, and we can move forward on it and bring it back at the November meeting, and maybe look for a January 1st start.
Yeah.
So.
Anything else for Mark tonight? All right, thanks, Chief.
All right, good evening. I'm going to be hanging in here for a little bit.
All right. Okay, item 4C is a public hearing for setback variance of 9361 East Front Boulevard. The applicant is a neighbor of mine, so I'm going to be turning over this portion of the meeting to Randy to chair through. Thank you.
Very good, Jack. Do you want to go ahead and present this for us, please? Thanks.
Thank you, Randy. Donna Nelson is seeking approval of a variance to replace the non-compliant septic system at 19361 East Front Boulevard. The variance is required to change the setback regulations needed to approve a replacement system on the lot. This property is 0.26 acres in size, zoned R1, and in the Coon Lake Shoreland Overlay District. If this variance is not granted, the property owner can only continue this property as a residential use with a holding tank for septic collection and disposal. Variances for holding tanks cannot be approved if there is space on the property to install a compliant septic system. With approval of setback variances exhibited in attachment 3, this site can accommodate a replacement septic system. Type 3 pressure bed systems, as proposed for this location, are a preferred option to a holding tank. This new system will replace an existing block tanks with precast structures and provide better contamination protection for Coon Lake. Due to the size of the drain field required to meet septic system codes, a variance for setbacks from the residence and northern property line are necessary for installation of a compliant system. These setbacks are defined in City Code Chapter 74, Utilities, Section 74-44. Consideration of a variance requires the application of the following 3 test factors: a test of reasonableness, a test of uniqueness, and a test of alteration to the essential character of the neighborhood. In this situation, all 3 tests are satisfied by the variance. There is a pending sale on this property. The request for the variance was prompted by the city's septic compliance inspection required by code for transfer of property. The closing for this sale is contingent upon the approval of the variance to satisfy City Code Section 74-48 and the requirements of the lender. There are 2 recommendations for this council agenda item. The first recommendation is council is requested to hold a public hearing regarding a setback variance for a septic system replacement at 19361 East Front Boulevard. And at this time, council is requested to open the public hearing.
Maybe I should unmute myself. Very well, I will open the public hearing regarding the setback variance for septic system replacement at 19361 East Front Boulevard Northeast. Did we have anyone, Jack, who had anything to say on this particular topic?
No, and we sent out notifications, written letters to all the neighborhoods within the surrounding district. There were 34 letters sent out and nobody requested a link or an invitation to the meeting.
Very good. Then I will close the public hearing and open the floor for any motion on the topic.
I'll make a motion for approval of resolution 2020-65, granting variance for the reduction in setbacks from 10 feet to 3 feet on the side yard and from 20 feet to 18 feet from the primary structure for the installation of a septic system on the property located at 19361 East Front Boulevard, PIN 2533 2313 0021.
Second.
Motion been made by Tim and seconded by Tom. Any discussion?
Jack, are any of the neighbors, are the neighbors all right with it? Because it looked like this map, they're gonna have to drive through somebody's yard to get out there to dig that septic.
That's correct, Tim. The neighbor to the south of this property has actually agreed to let the contractor access 19361 by the passage of equipment over their property. In return, the applicant has agreed to drill a deep well for this neighbor, so it will be accessed by another property, but the neighbors have that agreement worked out.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Hearing none to the motion. Jack, would you take a roll call, please?
Mr. Ronning,
Aye.
Mr. Harrington,
Aye.
Ms. Urkel,
Aye.
Mr. Plassance.
Aye. That motion passes.
I abstain.
And Mr. Voss abstains. I now transfer back the chair back to Mayor Voss.
Item 5 tonight is our consent agenda. Is there a motion on tonight's consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to tonight, consent agenda.
I'll second.
Motion's made in second. Discussion.
I would like to pull item A, C, and D.
You say that again, Randy?
Yes, I would like to pull item A, item C, and item D.
Okay.
Can I pull item E then? I might as well put my name on the list.
We're down to B and F. Anything else? Okay, no further discussion. Mr. Nelson, could you take roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Harrington,
Aye.
Councilmember Ronning,
Aye.
Councilmember Plassance,
Aye.
Councilmember Urkel,
Aye.
Mayor Voss.
Aye. So Randy, item A.
So item A, I just wanted to go over a couple of items, and I had these that I wanted to do before the fire chief presented his report, but there was two items. One was clothing and personal equipment for $106,000. This is on page 20 for anyone who is looking. And fire chief, that was of course the apparatus that you discussed earlier. Is that not correct? Are you still on, Chief?
Yes, the $106,666.23 is the second set of turnout gear that was ordered.
Okay, very good. And then you had another item for small tools and minor equipment from the Anoka County Treasury Department for $168,933.20. And that was for the radios. Is that not correct?
That's true. Yeah, they're really not small tools, but kind of a large amount for that. But yes, the radios are installed. And just to follow up, Counselor, the Antcom communication, that was the installation of all the radios. So they are functioning and working and received.
Very good. And Chief and Jack, those two items that the city is paying for, was being taken from a fund budget that was given to us from the CARES Act. Is that not correct?
That's correct. That's correct. Those items are part of the CARES funding, CARES
very
Act
good.
funding. Yep.
Very good. I will then go ahead and make a motion to approve the bill list for October 26, 2020.
Second.
Motion made second. Discussion. Hearing none, Mr. Nelson, can you take roll call, please?
Councilmember Harrington.
Aye.
Councilmember Ronnie.
Aye.
Councilmember Plaisance.
Aye.
Councilmember Urkel.
Aye.
Mayor Voss.
Aye, and that motion passes. Randy, item C.
So this is the resolution modifying the use for having chickens, which is now a administrative chicken permit instead of an IUP. And I just want to make sure that I get some clarification here. Jack, this is a one-time fee of $50 in order to have chickens, and then from there going forward, there is no reoccurring fee for this. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's a one-time fee only.
All right, very good. Hearing that, I will go ahead and make a motion to approve Resolution 2020-63.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Nelson, could you take roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Harrington.
Aye.
Councilmember Ronnie.
Aye.
Councilmember Plaisance.
Aye.
Councilmember Urkel.
Aye.
Mayor Voss.
Aye. And that motion passes. Randy, item D.
Yes, item D, which is approving on-call snowplow drivers. The way this is reading is the Public Works Department has a need for more drivers. And the addition of paid on-call drivers to fulfill this is coming from the firefighter group, volunteer firefighters for the part-time job for this. So my question is basically, since they are already currently city employees, that they are already included in the insurance plan or coverage to make sure that, if anything happens, that they're already covered.
That's correct, Randy. They're listed as drivers on their policy now, so they're covered under this aspect of this application of the job.
Okay, very good. Upon hearing that, I will make a motion to approve item D, approve on-call snowplow drivers.
Second.
Motion made and second. Discussion.
I just want to say I think it's a fabulous idea.
Yeah. Seeing no further discussion, Mr. Nelson, can you take roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Harrington.
Aye.
Councilmember Ronnie.
Aye.
Councilmember Plaisance.
Aye.
Councilmember Urkel.
Aye.
Mayor Voss.
Aye, and that motion passes. Tim, item E.
I just want to say thanks to CH Horizons for their donation they made to the fire department. Chief Tashar and myself stopped up there, introduced ourselves, and had a little tour. There's 4 people that work there, and I'll tell you what, it's something to watch. Watch a machine make the masks, and 4 people pack them. So if you get an opportunity, stop up there and say hi. And with that, I'll make a motion to adopt item E as written.
Second.
Second?
Second.
Suzanne, okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Nelson, can you take roll call?
Councilmember Harrington.
Aye.
Councilmember Ronnie.
Aye.
Councilmember Plaisance,
Aye.
Councilmember Urkel,
Aye.
Mayor Voss.
Aye. Motion passes. There is no new business tonight. Onto the department reports. Jack.
Item 7G1, consideration of addition of the public forum minutes to the regular city council minutes. At the October 3rd, 2018 city council meeting, council approved scheduling the public forum prior to each regular city council meeting as a separate item from that meeting. As part of this change, the public forum would be recorded but would not be broadcast or rebroadcast on Channel 10 or archived as a website playback video. On March 19th, 2020, the East Bethel City Council passed a local emergency declaration to address the COVID-19 pandemic and the requirements of executive orders from the governor's office. Among other steps required to deal with these matters, the public forum was temporarily suspended through April 15th, 2020. On April 13th, 2020, the suspension was extended until such time as rescinded by City Council. The temporary suspension was approved to minimize public contact in City Hall to comply with the guidelines from the Minnesota Department of Health and the Center for Disease Control. During the temporary suspension of the public forum, citizens were encouraged to contact City Council members or city staff by telephone or email at any time to file a complaint, request information, or present an issue of concern. At the August 24th, 2020 City Council meeting, Council directed that discussion of the restoration of the public forum be added to the September 2nd, 2020 work meeting. The virtual restoration of the public forum was discussed and approved at December 14th, 2020 Council meeting with the following format. The public forum will be scheduled 15 minutes prior to all regular council meetings and would be virtual. Residents would submit their topic of concern by email to the city administrator by 4 p.m. on the Thursday preceding the proposed date of the public forum. The city administrator would send an invitation to the requester for the electronic access to the public forum on the Friday preceding the proposed meeting. The requester would log into the public forum at the time and date indicated on the meeting invitation and would be able to address council remotely when it came their time to speak. And rules of the public forum would apply to the virtual setting for the public forum, and the virtual public forum would not be broadcast on cable channel 10 or YouTube. At the October 12th, 2020 City Council meeting, Councilperson Plaisance requested that Council consider transcription and inclusion of the minutes of the public forum be included as part of the minutes for each regular council meeting. Staff was given direction to include this request as an agenda item for discussion at tonight's meeting. At this point, staff recommends council consider the request to transcribe and publish the minutes of the public forum with the regular city council minutes.
Hey. Thoughts?
Well, I will go ahead and make a motion to go forward with the transcription of the and publish the minutes for the public forum for the regular city council meeting minutes.
Second.
Okay, motion made in second. Discussion.
I think it's a good idea.
And I agree. I think, can we also have, for those evenings like tonight where there was no public forum, that it be stated and just have it in the minutes as well, that there was no public forum.
Yes.
Is there any other discussion? See none. Mr. Nelson, could you take roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Herring,
Aye.
Councilmember Ronning,
Aye.
Councilmember Plaisance,
Aye.
Councilmember Urkel,
Aye.
Mayor Voss.
Aye, and that motion passes. Okay, work meeting agenda.
Our monthly work meeting is scheduled for November 2nd, 2020 at 7 p.m. Items recommended for council discussion and review could include, but may not be limited to the following: 186 lane Viking Boulevard Service Road, County Road 22 intersection plan, and wetland credits and fees, and the CARES Act Business Assistant Grant Award reviews, or other items as requested by council. Staff recommends that City Council set the topics listed above for the November 2nd, 2020 work meeting agenda.
The motion.
Move to include those items discussed by the city administrator for the November 2nd council work meeting.
Second.
A motion made in the second. Discussion. Jack, I'd suggest we do the CARES Act first, the agenda item. That's one of me had the most discussion, I imagine, so.
The only reason I proposed it in that order is Craig Yoakum will be doing most of the presentation of the 186th Avenue project.
Okay.
And I just did that for his benefit.
Yep, then I would agree with that then. So. Okay, any other discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Nelson, could you take a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Harrington.
Aye.
Councilmember Roning.
Aye.
Councilmember Plaisance.
Aye.
Councilmember Urkel.
Aye.
Mayor Voss.
Aye, and that motion passes. On the staff report, Jack.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to pass on a little bit of voter information. Number one, we've had 703 absentee voters to date. Tomorrow, the city will begin direct balloting. That's the use of the machine in voting. Voting hours for the remainder of this week, Tuesday through Thursday, are 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. On Saturday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for voting. And on Monday, we're open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The polls will open on Tuesday, November the 3rd at 7 a.m. and will be open till 8 p.m. So please take advantage of these times and come out and vote and express your preference for your candidates.
Jack, quick question. I didn't see Friday in that list. Is there voting on Friday?
Yes, Tuesday through Friday is 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay, I think you said Thursday, but okay.
Nope.
Well,
You did.
and then the other question before you get off the subject is that 703 absentee voters, those are voters that either came into City Hall or brought their ballot to City Hall, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, it doesn't count the mail-ins.
Doesn't count the mail-ins. The mail-ins go directly to the county.
All right. Okay, sorry. Continue.
I just wanted to give an update on adjustments that we've made and seen in the 2021 budget. These were specifically items that included costs for the Roads Commission and updating salary differentials between lower pay grades of higher ends for the Public Works Department for 2 vacant positions and adjustment for grade level changes for 2 administrative positions. It resulted in a savings of $14,300. That's the good part. But however, we received a notice from MnDOT that our state aid maintenance money would be reduced by approximately 7%, which directly almost offset this dollar for dollar. So we're still back at our 2.2% proposed increase for the preliminary budget. The 2021 budget, final budget, will be presented to council on December the 14th for final approval. We find anything else in this that we can pass along, we'll make those adjustments and give you a further update.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
All right. On the council reports, Suzanne.
Okay, I have a lot. First thing I want to say is I've had a rough couple of weeks. My mother passed away last Wednesday during a Zoom meeting, no doubt. And my whole family has had COVID. It's been a couple of weeks, so my husband and son are recovering. But my father-in-law went into the hospital and they may be putting him on a ventilator. So I'm a little distracted tonight and I apologize for that. I did attend the Anoka Blaine Airport Commission meeting. And I did get elected as chair, which was nice, and I appreciate Councilmember Plassant's congratulations in that email. Thank you. That was very kind of you. The complaints overall are down. There are a little over 500 complaints total, 11 households, 17 locations. So it's pretty much what they said, that's a lot of the same people with repetitive complaints. They discussed construction upgrades, repavement, lighting and signs, and they said they don't have any major construction plans. I also attended the Parks Commission meeting, and Carlisle and Evelyn Parks have their brand new playground equipment there already. They decided on the flagpole that was moved from City Hall, they decided to put it to Booster West, I believe. They discussed new amenities in city parks, which might include beanbag games, which they're considering. They want to find out if it's possible to sign out these little beanbags from City Hall and pickleball equipment from City Hall. We discussed having like chess, checker, cement tables where people could bring their own game equipment and sit there in the summer and play chess or checkers. And they're planning on thinking about potential park locations in the water sewer district. I did have a call from somebody again regarding the area of the public access on Coon Lake, where I was talking about the invasive species sign was. And they told me that the homeowners in that area have been filling that area with leaves and have changed the shoreline. So, and I don't know if they called you, Jack, about it. I thought he said he did, but I'm not sure. I may not be real sure on that. But I'm wondering if that homeowner needs to replace that shorefront, that lakefront that was altered. I don't know. I thought that was the rule. I thought that's how they have been doing it with other people. But you'll have to answer that. And the last thing I want to say is a lot of people in East Bethel have been complaining about their political signs being stolen. And I'm hoping that's not East Bethel residents doing that. I think East Bethel is better than that. I just hope that whoever is doing it, if they're not East Bethel residents, I hope they get caught. If they are East Bethel residents, I hope you think twice, because we are better than that. And that's all I got to say.
That's a good point. Good point. Tom?
Condolences regarding your mother, Suzanne. That's
Oh, thank you. And I'll mute.
never ready for those days. And best of luck with the health for your family members regarding that COVID. Tough. That's tough. Nobody seems to know anybody who's dealt with it, who's had it. Now we all know, I guess. At any rate, other than Christmas in 2 months, that's all I have.
Okay, Tim?
Yeah, myself too. Condolences, Suzanne, for you and your family. Just want to remind everybody, daylight savings time this weekend. Set your clocks back. And I just want to remind the council members, as soon as this meeting's over, we got an HRA meeting, so don't sign off. And that's all I've got.
Okay, Randy?
Again, I want to congratulate Suzanne for becoming a co-chair for the Anoka Blaine Airport Commission. I wish you the best of luck, and I think it's a really good thing that we're being represented, for this prestigious commission. So congratulations once again. And again, as has already been mentioned by both Tom and Tim, the fact that, we certainly do have great, tears in our eyes about your mother and your family. And we will, at least I will, continue to pray for your family and hope that you get better. And unfortunately, no one in my family has been affected by COVID as of yet, and we continually watch it because my entire family works with children with special needs, and that's a very difficult thing to handle. But we have had friends who have passed away from this, and some quite young, and so it's again, we will hold your family in our hearts and prayers, and hope that they get better. Thank you.
And yeah, and of course, Suzanne, sorry for your loss. That's always a tough thing. And I hope your family gets through the crisis you have right now. Other than that, I do not have anything for this evening. So we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made and second. Mr. Nelson, could you take roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Harrington.
Aye.
Councilmember Ronnie.
Aye.
Councilmember Plassance. Councilmember Urkel.
Aye.
Mayor Voss.
Aye. That motion passes. Our regular city council meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Jack, are you ready on the HRA? You're muted. You're muted.
It's all yours, Tim.
Okay, I'll call to order the October 26, 2020 HR Housing and Redevelopment Authority meeting. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
Motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Tom, motion, Steve, second. Chris, you wanna take the vote?
Sounds good, Chair Harrington. Commissioner Ronnie?
Aye.
Commissioner Plassance?
Aye.
Commissioner Urkel?
Aye.
Commissioner Voss?
Aye.
Chair Harrington?
Aye. Item 3, approval of July 27, 2020 minutes. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Suzanne approves the minutes, a second.
I'll second.
Randy, second. Discussion? No discussion? Do you have discussion, Randy?
Quick question on the minutes.
Okay, Steve.
It doesn't say who is absent. So I read these minutes, Suzanne and myself not present.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So we want to make, Jack, you make that correction?
I don't see that correction is made.
Okay, with that correction, all in favor, Chris?
Absolutely. I'm not sure we have different titles in the HRA or not, but Councilmember Ronnie.
Aye.
Councilmember Plassance.
Aye.
Councilmember Urkel.
Aye.
Mayor Voss.
I abstain.
Chair Harrington.
Aye. Item number 4, HRA financial report and 2021 preliminary budget. There you go, Mr. Davis.
Thank you, Tim. The HRA approved a levy amount of $69,500 for 2021 to protect the legal status of the city HRA as a standalone authority and to keep the HRA fund balance available for necessary projects. The HRA staff services for 2021 will be funded by a transfer from the HRA account to the city general fund to support the administrative duties and other responsibilities required of the HRA. The maximum statutory levy for an HRA is 0.0185% of the previous year's estimated market value of all property in the city. In 2019, the estimated market value of all property in the city was $1,139,951,000. This valuation would enable a maximum levy of $210,891. The unaudited HRA cash account balance as of October 20th, 2020 is $66,775. The remaining tax settlement revenue will be distributed to the HRA in December. The projected HRA account balance at the end of the year 2020 is projected to be $96,918, given no other expenditures occur. The preliminary 2021 HRA's budget is composed of the following major categories. General fund transfers, $30,000, conferences, $500, HRA projects and gap financing, $39,000, for a proposed 2021 HRA levy of $69,500. This amount reflects an 11% increase over the 2020 budget of $62,600. The HRA levy is separate from and not part of the general fund. This is information only and no action is required.
Any questions? I've got one, Jack. Are we gonna use any of this money for that new service road?
We wouldn't use any for the new service road, depending on what we do, a portion of it could be used maybe for some of the utilities cost.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Well, the last thing is, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Suzanne made the
Second.
motion. Steve, second.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Mr. Nelson, one more time.
Councilmember Running,
Aye.
Councilmember Plaisance,
Aye.
Councilmember Urkel,
Aye.
Mayor Voss.
Aye.
Chair Harrington.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.